How weird was that?
What the hell?
The countdown, baby. I wish it was the final countdown, like the actual music.
Or we could find our theme song, create a theme song. It's the bird and the beard.
Yeah, how do we go about with what should our theme song be? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
Hold on. Just ramble. Somebody just knocked on my door.
Somebody just knocked on your door? Somebody just knocked. Miho's got a visitor.
He does.
For all of you watching, Miho had someone knock on his door. Probably Jehovah's Witness. It was
Jehovah's Witness. Apparently, I'm hearing things.
Oh, so there was nobody there?
No, or no package. I was like, ghost.
You just got ding dong ditched, dude.
I just got bamboozled. So you knew about this, but
what?
I got a last minute thing for the station I work at to shoot at the San Antonio Food Bank this morning. Now, obviously, I'm getting to that. If you wouldn't interrupt me.
Oh, see, don't be starting this one off like this. I'm in a good mood, but I'm sore and I'm kind of cranky.
And you were hesitant because you're like, don't go, coronavirus. It's a food bank, but it was super well organized. You get your temperature checked. You hand sanitizer everywhere, gloves everywhere. And so I was mainly, I was mainly filming, but then there was 125 cars, which it felt like more. Like you don't realize how many 125 cars is.
Yeah, you were on a used car lot, my dude.
Yeah, so but it was super organized. They had their whole snake system, of winding the cars around, and I actually started putting boxes of food into cars because people had to go to the bathroom. We were out there and we were only go out there for 2 hours or something like that. And the 2 hour mark was coming. There was 20 cars left. So I was like, I'll just, finish off, get the end, film the end of the line and stuff like that. And it was super humbling. I mean, I've been in situations like that where you got to help people. We both have at some certain points in our lives.
Sure.
And, living in my own bubble, which is my apartment for the last couple months, it was nice to go out and do something.
Something useful, something to help.
Yeah, I felt granted, I'm useful to the station, but it's all just in my own world. And I felt like I was talking to the person I was there with, and it was super interesting. People are hungry, people are broke and poor, especially in a city like San Antonio, which is San Antonio is an interesting city. It was people were embarrassed to be getting food, and it was super interesting. They were turning their heads away from the windows because they saw the camera, and it's they didn't want to it's
yeah, I mean, think about it, man.
Yeah, it's putting your pride aside because you got to feed your family, and people are going for their community. They're I got old people next door that need food too.
Mm-hmm.
One lady was I need double for everything because I'm picking up for the people next door, and I was all right, I'm not.
So what kind of things were you guys giving away? Canned goods?
Dude, they were getting good stuff. First of all, the San Antonio Food Bank is a beast. Shout out to them. This is my second time being around their people, and they're the nicest people, for one. And secondly, they are so well organized, and their team is on it, dude. There were pallets running down, and the guy just gets in this forklift and starts dude, and he brought out pallets in 10 minutes. I was like, where's all this food? We were almost done. There's all this food left. What the hell?
Right.
Dude, they were giving out like juices for kids, like boxes of like, orange juices, seltzer waters, like sparkling water, like good, like healthier options. And then like towards the end, we were out of that, so they're bringing out like sodas. They're trying not to give out sodas, but sodas last forever. But there was boxes of beets, bags of cilantro, potatoes, rice, apples, milk, eggs.
It's a lot of healthy stuff.
Yeah, dude, the San Antonio Food Bank is a beast.
That's dope, dude. So you felt good walking away from it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I felt good walking into it because I've talked to them in the past, and we've I've talked to them in the past, and I was at their fashion show, which they hold yearly in February.
Fashion show.
Yeah, to like raise money, and like you could buy the collections there at JC Penney's like here, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I was there in February right before the lockdown happened. So I like was talking to them there and meeting people, and it's just like amazing what they do. And it was walking away from it, I was like, I'm glad I didn't like give myself the 2-hour limit, because
so how long were you there?
The dog. It's like 3 hours. So not too much longer.
Sure.
But it was dope. We met some cool people.
Did you put the footage together yet?
No, they're going to put it together. They have their video guy that they're like, he couldn't make it, and just send him the footage. I took a bunch of pictures. They can make a collage, thing.
A lot of B-roll and stuff too.
Yeah.
Did you do any interviews, or was it like basically all B-roll?
It was just B-roll. They were like, we just want to like create a little 60-second Instagram promo video to get people to volunteer. Cool. They need volunteers throughout the week, and they said today was a slow day. They said 125 cars is slow, and apparently Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, they do 250 cars.
Damn.
And
it's a big city, though.
It is a big city, but 250 cars.
Was there anybody on foot, or did you have to like be in a car?
You had to be in a car.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense, but think about how many people that needed that don't have cars.
Yeah.
That's rough. But dude, good for you, man. That's dope.
I mean, it was a last minute thing. I was notified yesterday, 24 hours ago at this point. So I ended up going. I wasn't bummed about it because I knew, like, I know what the San Antonio Food Bank does. I'm not like, like I got to go fucking film the circus. Right. It was like, I get to go film this nonprofit that does amazing things, and I know they do. So I was like, this is going to be a cool opportunity. Like, we'll see what it is. I've never been to a food drive here in San Antonio, and it's been a long time since I've been to a food drive in general. But this type of food drive where it was like a drive-through and not like, oh, here's canned goods. It's like, here's eggs, here's beets, here's, it was dope, dude. It was so well organized.
They give away any meat? Meat's probably a weird one to give away. Chicken?
Yeah, they had like frozen chicken, like not high quality chicken, but they were like,
sure. But if you're in that situation, I don't think that you're like, is this free range organic?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, but it was a lot of like fruits, vegetables. They tried to give away the not sugary things. Like the soda was like one of the last things that came out because they were like running out of drinks to give out.
Yeah, I'd be like, I wouldn't even want to take as a food bank. I'd be like, don't bring soda. It's like, it's not nutritional.
No, it's not. But there's also, I mean, again, when you're a food bank and you're just banking on anything donated, it's like,
right.
Soda. And it's not like the first thing they're putting out. And you got to understand, it's like a lot of these people have kids, and it's like, what do you give a kid? Like root beer? Here's some root beer.
Sure.
Dude, by the end of it, because it was getting warm, I was like, I'm not the biggest root beer fan, like in general. And I was like telling people, I was like, I'm not a big root beer fan, but that root beer looks pretty damn good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good way to start my Saturday.
So are you gonna like do it like moving forward, or is that like a one-time thing for you, or what?
I mean, no, I think I just want to go back in general, maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know the people. Yeah, and I met another lady Awesome lady. She was like the coordinator for the day because I'm assuming they rotate every day. But she was dope, and she's like, Mijo, like your name's Mijo? Like, not really, but my
You're
radio
like,
name.
try magic, mijo.
Yeah.
Don't forget that magic, baby.
My name's Chuck, actually.
That's
But,
awesome.
yeah. So just wanted to start off the podcast on a good note because, man, I'm grateful to not be in a position where I'm desperate for food. I'm blessed and I have a job. I didn't lose my job during this pandemic, but some people were coming with their families because they don't have babysitters. And there was like, I saw a car with a teenager and he just like was super just like,
yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like to beg for food, or like not beg, but like
have to like go to like a food bank to
get a food for 2 weeks.
Yeah, man. And it's like, yeah, because obviously nobody wants to be in that position.
Yeah.
But like when you find yourself in that position, it's awesome and beautiful that things like that and people are available to do things like that. So good for you, man.
Because there's also like people who've been impacted, and I don't know their situation, so I'm not here to judge, but there's people on the streets asking for money, and they get money, and that's fine. That's totally fine if that's how they want to do it. But these people are like, I'm not going to beg for people's money. I'm going to a food bank that's been set up to provide me for food. But it's like it's humbling at least it was humbling for me, but it's also like sometimes whether it's mental or physical or like food, sometimes you just need to set aside your pride and just be like, I need help.
Yeah.
If you're mentally hurt, you're just like, you reach out to someone. I need help. If you need food, you go to the food bank. I need help. And, I wish I could tell those people, like, don't be embarrassed.
Right.
But that's not my place.
Because if you think about it, man, everybody, and this is one of the things that I hate about part of humanity, I guess, is because like you get people that look down on people like that, but everyone is just a couple of steps away from being there, from being homeless. Like you could be like a well-to-do whatever, fall, hurt your back, you get prescribed opioids, and then the next thing you know, you're addicted to heroin, you lose your job, you lose your family, boom, you're on the street. Yeah. It's like, well, a year ago I was a doctor. A year ago I was a lawyer. Like everyone, like no one's immune to that situation.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me, I was going to say mad, but that's what makes me sad about people that look down on people like that. It's like, oh, you're going to a food bank, or, oh, you're homeless, or you're whatever, fill in the blank. It's like, dude, that could be you.
Yeah. And it's like, and it's also like talking about why people do things. Like the people I was with, I'm not going to say their names, but I think that they did it obviously for like to create content for the food bank and the show. But I also think like they're good people, and every volunteer that was there, it's like seeing the good. Like there are people that talk shit about people, but like there was a pregnant lady who was like 6 months pregnant, like giving out food. Like she was a volunteer. It's like, you don't have to be here, but she wanted to.
And it's like you never know like what, like where she can, like she might have been in line at a food bank growing up. It's like,
there was a 70-year-old guy putting pallets, or not pallets, but like cartons of eggs in the cars. Like certain people who don't have to be there are there, and you also see the good in humanity.
Yeah.
So, and I want to continue to do it. Just like, it's weird to like say it out loud. It's like when people brag about doing good things, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, and it's one of those, that's where it like gets weird, because I remember even doing some things like in Portland, like with the station, to where it was like, we're doing a thing that's like good for people, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's like handing out cheeseburgers or like with the shit that happened on the Max, and it's like we go do these things,
Oh
and then
yeah.
you always see that one person that's like trying to like capitalize on it, like, oh, make sure you get a picture with this, or make sure you film this,
Yeah.
or like make sure like we get credit for it. It's like
It's like all the influencers who are like joining the George Floyd protests. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's hard, man, because like I mean, if they are coming from a place of like, oh, this is gonna help my brand, then like, yeah, fuck you.
But did you see the video of that lady who like asked to take like, hey, can I hold that hammer, and like grab the hammer from the guy and was like pretending to put up some plywood, and her boyfriend?
Yeah, that's corny.
And that's corny. The boyfriend took the picture and she gave the hammer back and got in her Lexus. I was like, get the fuck out of here! Like,
yeah,
you fucking hoe. You and your boyfriend need fucking Jesus.
Why do you have that car? It's the second time I've seen that. Where'd that come from?
My mom sent it to me.
Is it a postcard or a magnet or
like
what?
It's a prayer thing.
Oh, like a card.
Yeah. But yeah, she sent me a care package a couple weeks ago, and it's just been sitting on my table. I don't know why I don't know. I'm feeling the power of Jesus today.
You are. You're being very Christ-like.
Yeah.
Hang it on your fridge.
But it was, yeah. I want to continue. Like, I know at some point, like, I would like to build a relationship through the station with the food bank, and we have that somewhat. But I want to do something with them personally. And
dude, you're getting me like inspired. Like, I feel like because I'm not really involved right now, and like I want to do something, dude. I wish this is why I wish we lived in the same place still, because we could do something as like with our podcast. Yeah. And obviously not. I mean, we've talked about our views on it. It's not like for exposure to like make us look good, but it's like we could do something together and like have people on and talk about it and shit like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was super safe. Like, the SA Food Bank, I can't praise them enough. They're a beast of an organization. Their facilities are awesome. They're safe. They're well managed, and like I didn't feel like nervous at all when I walked in to like.
Is everybody wearing masks and all that?
Everybody wore masks. People in the cars were told to wear masks because we were loading their cars in. They're like, when you're going through, wear your masks. And yeah, it was super organized. And so if there's a food bank in your area, or even like a homeless shelter, be like, hey, is there any way my station could raise money for shoes, or like have a shoe donation? Winter's coming soon.
Right. That's one of the things. One of the things that I did do was right before COVID hit. It was like right around St. Patrick's Day. We were going to do that parade, that Kiss Me I'm Irish parade. Yeah. And it had like a $500 prize tied to it. And obviously everything got canceled. And so what I did was I forget what it's called, like R3M Ministries or something like that, but it's like a homeless shelter, and they like take in people. Mm-hmm. And that $500 that was going to go to the winner, I just donated it to them. Yeah. As like I mean, I could have just pocketed it, not me, but like just held on to it, for a future promotion, but
why not?
Yeah.
But yeah. So.
Well, that's good, man. You made me feel good. You got me wanting to get involved.
Yeah. And I guess going back to what I was saying, like I wasn't like bummed to be going, but I'm glad I went, and I'm glad I wasn't not thinking of going, because obviously like I had to go shoot film, but I was like overly pleased with what we did, because seeing the people just be like embarrassed, but as they were, because I was walking around and like they were driving away and they're like just relieved that they had food. Yeah. Because towards the end, like the first hour, I was like walking around a half, and then like some guy was like, I need to go to the bathroom, like, can you start doing boxes? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I put the camera down and started loading in boxes, and he came back, and the need was just still there, so we both were doing boxes, and people were just like relieved to like, yo, I got fucking vegetables.
One less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's not like that's the only thing that they have going. Like if you're in that situation, like
It wasn't like. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're good. We talk over each other all the time. I was just saying it's like that's not the only problem they have is putting food on the table. Like if you're there, you've got other shit. It's like so just having one less thing to worry about and being like, okay, we can eat for 2 weeks. Like
and it wasn't like here's a bag of apples. Like it was like, yo, here's a box of like 60 apples. It wasn't like it wasn't like playtime. Like San Antonio Food Bank, again, I can't praise them enough. It wasn't like, oh, here's a gallon of milk. They're like, here's 4 gallons of milk. Yo, beets. We're giving cars 4 bags of beets.
You've said beets a lot. Do they just have like a lot of beets?
Well, I was surprised. I'm not a big fan of beets.
I'm like, who's sponsoring this thing? Fucking Shroot Farms?
No, well, I was standing next to the girls who were doing the beets, and I'm not a fan of beets. And everyone was like, oh, they're potatoes. No, they were giving out bags of beets. And I was like, do people really like, I don't know how, do people like beets?
And it's like, you gotta be like, if I'm in that situation, like, I'm going to be grateful for like whatever food they give me. Yeah. But they load in a bag of beets. I'm going to be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with the bag of beets?
Yeah. They're like 4 bags of beets. I was like, if I was in the position, I'd be thankful for whatever.
You'd be figuring out how to make beet stew, beet sandwiches.
Dude, I'd be like, I guess I got to eat beets, man. Yeah, that's the only thing. I was like, man, well, they're across. So I was in the cilantro area. Like we're giving out boxes of cilantro, which you could do a lot with cilantro. It's, but next to me was the potatoes guy, and they were putting in a box of potatoes and then 4 bags of beets. And I was like, I'd rather have more potatoes than beets, man.
Yeah, right. But
I was just surprised how many beets we gave out. And I was like, do people like beets? I don't know. I'm asking the people who are watching, if anybody's watching, how much do you like beets? Because
beets is one of those things I've literally, I don't think that I have ever went to the store and bought beets. I don't think I've ever bought beets at all. I don't even know if I've ever eaten a beet.
Dude, I've had beets in my life that I can remember once. Because it's like
Lindsay said, I bet you could fry them like potatoes. I have no idea. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just know if they're like super red.
Yeah.
And like pink. Like if you, the only way that I know this, and it could be false, but like there's like an episode of Portlandia where they make fun of like people that call the doctor so often because they're like eating beets and it looks like they're like shitting blood. And they're like, did you have any beets? Like, no, it's just beets. Oh yeah, pickled beets. Dude, you pickle anything. That's another Portlandia thing. Jesus Christ. Pickled beets. Dude, you pickle anything that's good. Have you ever had pickled eggs?
No.
Dude, pickled eggs are good. Pickled.
I don't like hard-boiled eggs.
But it's pickled.
So?
That's good. You just soak stuff in vinegar, man.
What was the stuff you made the other day? The eggs, where you made mayonnaise, deviled eggs. I like gagged. I was like,
yeah, I don't know how you don't like them.
Yeah, you put bacon on it and mustard, and I was still just like,
ate them at Mazio's with anchovies as a dare. Beets. Oh yeah, beets. The salad bar at Mazio's. So like Mazio's is a place. It's like a pizza place I was telling you I worked at, and there's like a salad bar, like buffet thing, and they did have beets there. I remember that. There's
like a Guatemalan like dish that's specially made for Easter, and it's like all beets. And my aunt makes it. It's like beets and onions, and I don't know what it is. And I ate. She's like, try it. You know how like every aunt's like, try it. So
just try it.
I took a bite, and I was like, I don't like this. And she's like, well, you fine. You don't have to eat it. And the next year, she made it again. This high school. She's like, just try it. I was like, I tried it last year. I didn't like it. What's changed? Like nothing's gonna change. I don't like beets.
Dude, your taste buds do evolve, though. I'm a firm believer in that.
Beets is one of those things I just can't get.
Yeah, if they were put in front of me, I'm sure that I would eat them. Like if someone was like, "Here's a beet casserole" or whatever. I mean,
no, I'm not picky, that's one thing I can't do it.
Dude, that's kind of how I am with peas. I feel like we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But like, I mean,
like even if I went to like a family, like a fancy dinner or whatever, or like my friend's house, they're like, we're having beets, with steak. I'd be like, I'm just not going to eat beets. I'm not going to put it on my plate. And if you put it on my plate, it's not going to get eaten. Like I just
going to get thrown in the trash.
Yeah, I don't like beets. That's one vegetable that I'm like, I just can't do it.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Like off the wall.
Booty.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing I've ever eaten? Oh, we talked about this. When I was in Guatemala, I had like snake and I had like wild dog. Remember I told you about that?
Oh, I do. You ate a dog.
No, it was a wild dog.
It's still a dog. You
Yeah,
take
well,
Gabby out of her little Tempur-Pedic comfort bed and throw her in the woods. She's a wild dog now.
no, it's not like they picked up a dog off the street, my guy. It's like a dog.
But it's still a dog.
Yeah,
the people watching.
Camel.
The people watching. What's the weirdest thing you've eaten too? Comment.
Yeah, I had dog.
You've had dog. I feel like that makes me feel different and weird about you.
Hey man, I tried it. I didn't enjoy it. I tried it. You didn't ask me if I enjoyed it. I didn't.
If someone was like, "Hey, you want to eat some dog?" I'm gonna be like, "Did you kill that dog? Because I'm about to fuck you up." Dude, like watching. Have you seen those videos? It was at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't.
I mean, not a fancy restaurant. It's a Guatemalan restaurant. It was like off the street.
They're like, what's on the menu today? There's like, oh, there's a dead dog over there. Let's cook that up.
No, it wasn't a street dog. It was like an animal in the jungle. We were like in northern Guatemala where there's animals that you've never seen before.
But I've seen a dog before. And I know that you're not supposed to eat them. Gabby,
you could eat anything you want.
Mm-mm. I think the weirdest thing that I've eaten is
there's
Mijo, have you heard of these?
Is that like Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yeah, it's fried bull balls.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, but these are fried. So with the do they fry them? Is that is that the same?
Okay, yeah, grill them. Yeah,
called different things. Dude, yeah, I've eaten those. Dude, those things are good though. They taste just. I mean, it's like if someone didn't tell you that it was like a nut, you'd just be like, "Oh yeah, this is a fried something."
Yeah, it's just a fried meatball.
Yeah. And fried
or is it like an actual fry? Is it like a steak fry almost?
No, it's like a.
It looks like a testicle.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of weird thinking about it.
I mean, you can literally eat anything in the world. Like, there's tribes around the world that like eat humans. Yeah, Joe Rogan had that dude on his podcast, and he's like, "Yeah, they eat baboons." Like, what?
Yeah,
they eat the brains of the baboon.
Yeah, I guess if that's the only thing that you have, it's like,
hey, you know, if people gotta eat, they'll eat. Right. I've seen some of my family members take down a fish eyeball, and I'm like, what? Can't do that.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird. The weirdest thing that I think I've eaten, and you were there for this one, it was octopus.
Oh yeah,
I felt weird about that one because that's my favorite animal, and like I've spent like so many hours just like watching YouTube videos of them and stuff.
I sent you a clip the other day too.
Dude, you did. And they brought this out. We're at this like fancy restaurant, and they're like, all right, for the next course, it was like 5 or 6 courses, and like each plate was like that big. I was like, okay, like quit teasing.
Well, it's just a bunch of appetizers.
Yeah. And they're like, this is and said whatever fancy
calamari.
Shit no, calamari, that's snails.
No, it's not. Calamari is essentially squid.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the escargot is snails.
Yeah.
But yeah, eating that octopus tentacle, I was like, I can't do it.
But you did. You ate one.
I did. I ate part of one.
It was good.
I was like, it was super weird for me. I felt so torn. I was like, I don't need to be eating this right now.
Yo, speaking of seafood, not really related, but I was watching Castaway last night.
Oh, that's a great movie.
What a great fucking movie, dude. And I was thinking, racking my head. I was like, what are we going to talk about on the podcast?
You're right.
All right. How long do you think you could survive by yourself on an island?
What tools do I have? Do I have the same tools that Tom Hanks had?
Yeah.
In that situation?
A flashlight and the clothes on your back. Well,
and all the packages, dude.
Huh?
And all the packages. He got there was that ice skate. He had, yeah. So if do I have tools?
Well, the dumbest thing, and I've talked about this with my friend, is remember he finds the pilot in the water, and I'm not trying to laugh because Obviously, well, it's a movie, it's fake, but
Yeah.
he didn't take any of the clothes off the pilot, and he didn't take the belt from the pilot. If it
I would
was
have taken everything.
Exactly. I would have taken everything. I would have taken his wallet and the leather. I could have used that for something.
Yeah.
But he didn't. All he took was the shoes. And I was like, what? Like, bro, there's a perfectly good belt right there.
It's like, dude, I don't think you realize how long you're about to be here.
But yeah,
I guess that's where his mindset was like, oh yeah, this will help me.
Yeah. But I guess even if you had all that stuff, the belt, the clothes, the raft, the ice skates, the flashlight. And
I forget in that movie, what did he eat? What was his like food source? Oh, fish. He was fishing.
Yeah. Well, the first thing was just coconut, and then he started doing the crabs and the fish.
Realistically, I'm trying to not hype myself up here. I feel like I could survive with those tools for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say a year right off the bat, but I was like, I act tough, but I'm kind of a bitch. If you have it, if you don't.
But he also had the cave, so he was protected from.
That's true.
Like, it was just such a good movie, and I was just racking my head. I was like, he was smart. He was super smart about it because like he took that dress that was in the package, and it had the mesh on there, and he made that into like a net to get fish.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I wouldn't have thought of that. I mean, at some point, I guess I would have, but I was like, that's genius. Like, he thought of that right off the bat.
Dude, I would have went into freak out mode for like a week for sure.
Yeah.
And just been like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
Yeah. Well, that first week he sees the boat and he's like, hey, and it's like, bro, they're like 40 miles away.
Yeah.
It's the only light in the ocean.
But dude, if you're that I mean, what are you gonna do? Just be like, oh, there they go. They're not gonna hear me.
Yeah,
I'd be screaming my balls off.
And he hadn't made fire yet. I think that was the best part of the whole movie.
I've
made fire,
dude, because it takes him forever, and he like cuts his hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
that
is a great.
That's
movie.
where he makes Wilson. He cuts his hand trying to make fire, and he makes Wilson.
And he grabs it and he throws it because he's pissed.
Yeah, that was a great movie. It was on HBO Max. I don't know if it's on Netflix. Probably not, but yeah.
How long do you think you would survive?
Probably like no more than like 6 or 7 months. And that's not even taking out the
survival with the dull knife and whatever grandparent gave you for Christmas.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Whatever a grandparent gave you for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, like I think he's probably talking about like the packages, like that were on the island.
Oh yeah. Well, he didn't even have a dull knife. He just had the skates, which
I mean, it's like a dull knife,
sharp to an extent. But yeah, I mean, and that's not even taking out the mental aspect, just like physically.
Oh yeah, the mental is what would break me.
Yeah, the 6 or 7 months. Like, you'd have to have Wilson at some point.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 6 months, and then I'm not gonna say I would give up, but I would just be like.
Well, he even thought about that. Remember, he's like, he had that. He's like, Wilson. He's talking to Wilson. He's like, yeah, I know where there's 30 extra feet of rope, Wilson. And then he's like, I'm not going back up there. I literally finished it this morning because I had to go to bed. But
Huggy's calling you out. Beard game better than Miho's though.
Dude, Tom Hanks had a gnarly beard in that movie.
He did.
He had dreads too because it was all natural. That was his real hair and everything. I was like, damn, Tom. T. Hanks with the beard game.
Committed to the role.
Yeah.
Dude, but that would be fucking scary.
Yeah.
But that is good eating though. Like crab,
fish.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not upset at the menu at all.
No. But at some point, because you'd get sick of it if that's all you got.
Think about his bush. Yeah, that thing was.
He's got the ice skates. He can trim a little bit.
I'm not gonna trim with a dull as ice skate. I'm just gonna let it go.
But he also had the obsidian from the rocks. that he initially was cutting the coconuts with.
Still not a good
Yeah.
pube trimmer.
I mean, if you got to trim, you got to trim.
There's no need to trim if you're out on an island by yourself.
Just going to take a crab and eat its claw.
Gross.
Yeah. Dude, imagine being dead and then coming back after 4 years and everyone's like, what? Like, we buried you. Like, they're like, that's
You're like, no, I've been alive.
Yeah.
This is why I love Huggy, the thought-provoking content. How many times? How long would you just watch this? How long was he there?
4 years, just over 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. At least once a day. So 365 times 4.
At the end of or right before he leaves the island, he said, see Nolan. Well, it's funny. I was looking up trivia on the movie. His name's Chuck Nolan. And if it's abbreviated, it's See No Land. See Nolan. But it says Chuck Nolan was here for 1,055 days. Which is, what, 3.5 years?
I don't know. It's longer than I could last. It's another good point. He did have...
That wasn't his wife. That was his girlfriend. He wasn't even married yet.
But
Helen Hunt. Which, I'm just going to throw this out there. Helen Hunt's a babe. Dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Helen Hunt.
That would... Tying it back into what Huggy was saying, though, that would be hard. Like...
No,
you just have to go dry.
What do you mean dry?
Forget it. Moving on. I would last 6 months. You would last 6 months. Tom Hanks lasted 4 years.
Yeah. That's insane. That was such a good movie. What the fuck? I'm trying to get out of these apartments. They're haunted.
Don't be saying that. Oh yeah, and then he shows up. That's like the one thing that's keeping him going is his girlfriend, wife, whatever. And then he shows up and she's married.
Well, I mean, what would you do?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't blame.
Can't blame her.
4 years. Yeah, but still, like that doesn't stop the way that he felt. He showed up and was like, "Damn, thanks for keeping me alive. I guess I'm gonna go find someone else."
Yeah.
Yeah, but 4 years. I mean. You can't hold on. You gotta keep pushing.
Especially like in a way like that. Like a plane went down in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah.
Like what do you expect is gonna happen? He's like the search radius is 500,000 square miles. Like that's huge. He's like, that's twice the size of Texas. Apparently, I don't know if that's true, but
is there?
No, there's not.
Oh, I was like, dude, I totally missed. I was like, I haven't heard of that at all.
It's Wilson. He's a poltergeist. Wilson starts killing people.
Yeah. He's like, I got your back.
Yeah.
Dude, do you think that they'll do... What year did that come out?
2000.
So I feel like another 10 years... and they're allowed to do a remake of it. If you were going to shoot it nowadays, who would you pick?
I'd pick Jesse Plemons from Breaking Bad. He's like the white kid who shoots the other.
You threw me off with the Danny D in the house.
What's up? How you feeling, my guy?
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, Danny fell off.
Hey, shut up.
Of a roof.
Yeah.
Or he was building something and he fell off and broke like all his ribs, messed his head up. Yeah, I hope you're doing good, man. That was a gnarly fall.
Punctured a lung and everything.
He said, I'm good, rebuild. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I love about Danny Dwyer. He doesn't stop. Like, he can fall off a roof and break every bone in his body, and he's just like still.
Let's go.
Yeah, like, let's go. Speedy recovered to Danny.
Danny would for sure survive more than 6 months.
Oh, Yeah, so I don't know where you popped in the show, Danny, but we were talking about
Castaway.
we were talking about Castaway and how long we think that we would last on an island like that, and I said top 6 months for me.
7 maybe for me.
You just got to, well then 8 for me. But yeah, no, Danny would last for sure.
Yeah. He'd figure out somehow to make a motorcycle. Travel around.
Yeah. That's amazing. Wait, so who did you say you would cast? Jesse who from Breaking Bad?
Jesse Plemons. I believe that's
Jesse Plemons.
I think that's how you say his name or spell it.
Oh, Todd.
Todd, yeah.
That's who you would cast?
I think he has the range of like just being a little bit insane. Cause he's also like flat, sometimes he just has that flat demeanor.
8 to 10. Gotta be resourceful. That is true. You're talking 8 to 10 years? Because I feel like that's something you could pull off. we were talking months.
Yeah.
But I would not cast Jesse Plemons.
Why?
Or AKA Todd from Breaking Bad for that role.
I think he's a really good actor, man.
Yeah, but that's not who pops in my head.
I don't know. He just popped in my head. I was like, I could see him being going a little bit deranged. Like he could play that well because he's like so monotone sometimes.
Yeah.
Like Tom Hanks. But Tom Hanks, when he has to, pulls out this range of acting.
I'd pick Post Malone. He's an actor, dude. He was in a movie.
For like 2 minutes.
He's an actor. No, I wouldn't pick Post Malone. Dude, see, I don't really know. I'm at a disadvantage here because I don't really know a lot of actors' names.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd pick Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Round 2, he does it all over again. Now it's UPS.
Yeah. All right, Danny, take a load off, man. Heal up. Virtual hugs. Love you, man. Be careful. Or not be careful. Heal up. And be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. Any good movies you've seen recently?
I've been watching thrillers. I stay watching thrillers.
Yeah.
But the thing is like I forget, like my memory's so bad, dude. Like I'll literally watch a movie and this is a twist. Billy Bob. Can you imagine? I guess he could kind of tap into that role, but the only thing that I see him as now is Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Like I don't see him as anything else.
Yeah.
Hold on, what was I saying? Oh,
Thrillers.
Thrillers, yeah. Like I'll watch a movie and I'll be like, that was a great movie. And then like the next day I'll be like, what was the name of that movie? Like I literally can't remember name. Like, how am I gonna
watched what Devil's Advocate the other day?
Oh, dude, I remember the name of it, and it was like, hold on, we got some more people who are still talking about this. I would cast Mankind's Socko for the sequel with Billy Bob. Yes, Mankind, dude, that's someone I can see, playing that, even though he's like, I mean, I guess he is an actor, professional wrestler. Mark said, if you want a decent comedy, I watched Killing Hasselhoff. I've been steering away from comedies lately. I just feel like they don't hit me the same way. Like if there's like a good comedy, obviously, but like, yeah, that's never like my go-to now. Like that used to always be my go-to is like, I want something funny. But dude, now I've been getting on these thrillers and I remember the name of it, what I watched. And it was like even more eerie because of like what we're going through right now. It was called The Crazies. Have you seen that?
Is it on Prime?
It's either on Prime or HBO. I think it was on Prime, but it's The Crazies, and I can't remember who starred in it or whatever. Yes, I do. It's the dude. I don't remember his name. I can see his face, but just Google The Crazies and then tell me that dude's name. He's in a lot of stuff. The brown hair.
Timothy Oliphant.
Is that his name?
Mm-hmm. He was in.
Yeah, say what else he was in.
He was in Hitman. He was in Deadwood, A Girl Next Door, Scream 2.
Yeah, Scream 2. Yeah, he was the one guy. But anyway, this movie, this movie, The Crazies, this thing gets leaked out. Or no, I don't want to ruin the movie for you. But anyway, there's this virus going around, and it's infecting everyone. And what it does is turns them into
zombies.
I was trying to figure out the right word because it's kind of like a zombie, but it's more of like a person with like rabies, like half rabies, half zombie.
It focuses on a town that becomes afflicted by a military virus that turns people into violent killers.
Yeah, dude, and it is bizarre.
Does it end on a positive note or a negative note?
No, it ends. Oh, am I thinking of something else? It ends. No, this one ends on a negative note. And then I watched another one. I watched 2 pandemic movies during the pandemic. So The Crazies was one. That one doesn't have a, it's a pandemic-based movie, no zombies. I'm trying to think of the one with Gwyneth Paltrow. So look up, like virus movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, and tell me the name of that.
Oh, that's the famous one that like just came on Netflix, where everyone's like, "Oh, this is it."
No, because this is an older movie. Contagion.
Yeah, no, it came out years ago, but everyone like, it's so similar to what is happening now that Netflix was like, put it on Netflix.
Dude, yes, I watched that, and yeah, no, it feels like that. It feels like COVID, but if it turned you into like wanting to kill people.
What, Contagion?
No, The Crazies, but Contagion, dude. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Dude, the way the movie ends, it like shows you where the virus came from. That's all I'll say because I don't want to ruin it. But like, it's so similar. Like it's one of those things to where if you would have watched this movie before COVID, you'd be like, oh yeah, that was kind of a cool movie. But like now, like going through COVID and like just everything that we've been going through for the past 4 months or whatever, you watch it now and you're like, ooh. You're like, oh, we're not far off from this shit. And
well, dude, you know what other movie? Like World War Z.
Large. Is that the name of a movie?
Heat.
Johnson's. Oh, we're getting trolled.
Like World War Z is another good one. But that's like zombies, but it shows you how it spreads and
yeah, dude. But think about how, dude, especially during this time, think about how lucky we are. And I'm not discrediting anyone that has, been affected by COVID or, had someone pass away from COVID. That's not what I'm saying at all. But love you too, Heat. But think about how lucky we are that COVID isn't a disease like that. That's like turning people into something else.
I mean,
like it's not turning people into zombies. It's not turning people into
turning people into fucking morons. Did you hear about the guy last week who was like shot up a cigar store clerk because they told him he had to wear a mask, and so he shot the cigar store clerk.
Well, that guy's a fucking idiot. That's not what I'm talking about.
I know, but his lawyer was like, he's not handling the pandemic well. It's like, none of us are, you ass.
Yeah, you
don't get to shoot people because you're upset.
Right. But I'm saying like the actual effect of the virus turning you into
a killer. Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, people are being stupid. We were talking about this. Yes. I mean, I talk to you every day. But apparently San Antonio is the 4th fastest growing city in the country for homicide rates.
Damn.
Like, what is going on out here, man? Like,
people are stressed. People are stressed.
There's no food. There's no money.
No jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
So I mean, yeah, thankfully the virus doesn't do that, but in some sense, we could say the virus is doing that. It's turning people insane, man. People are getting desperate out here.
Just the act of the existence of the virus.
Yeah. Why you gonna wear a mask? Like what?
Fuck you! I'm in America.
Yeah. I'm a patriot. Well, then wear your mask. But
whatever.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of, which is interesting because I've been watching. I mean, my favorite TV show of all time, I think, is The West Wing, and there's like an
Still don't get
episode.
that.
Well, you're not cultured.
Whoa.
No, you should watch it. You should pick it up. At least
I've
the
watched
first.
it with you, and
You watched one episode, bro.
I've watched, dude. That's all you watched, and like I would walk in.
Not
and
true.
It would be
And
playing.
I turn it off because you're like, oh, West Wing again.
Stupid.
But there's like, it's interesting because every episode, it's still relevant to this day. There's like an episode on down economies. There's an episode on Iran. There's an episode on China. There's an episode on Russia. There's an episode on the internet. And they're like, what do we do? Like, there's an episode about privacy, specifically about privacy. And I was like, holy shit. Like, this was shot, what, in 1999, and they were talking about privacy then. And here we are, and there's no privacy on the internet. People get hacked all the time.
Oh, speaking of hack, I pulled up. I checked our email today, our podcast email before we started this, and we had someone tried. In, let me see where this was at. But yeah, someone tried to log into our Instagram in Florida, I think.
The craziest people. What does Charlemagne say? The craziest people in the world are from the Bronx and Florida.
Yeah, a new login to Instagram from Instagram on Redmi 4. We noticed a new login, and it was in Lois, Florida. So if you're in Florida trying to hack our shit, stop. Oh, and we also got a copyright claim. Hide the bird and the beard. A copyright owner using Content ID claimed that some material in your video. This is not a copyright strike. This claim does not affect your account status. There are other ads running on your video with the revenue going to the copyright owner, where the copyright owner is receiving stats about your video's views. Your video was manually reviewed by the copyright owner or someone on behalf of the copyright owner. Episode 129. This was our last episode.
What did we play?
Copyrighted content. Giant alligator walks across Florida golf course. Claimed by Viral Hog. And that's the video.
That I played on my phone.
No, I pulled it up. Remember, like we streamed it on here. I pulled it up and we streamed it.
Oh.
And that was the same one. That was the same video where that lady was talking over it. And I was like, shut this bitch up. I was like, I don't want to hear your commentary. So we can't play videos anymore. I guess we just have to make sure that we're doing it the right way. But yeah, I guess it wasn't a strike against us. They were just letting us know.
It's not like we make any revenue off these things. Anyway.
Yeah. So those people are making
jokes
revenue.
on you, Viral Hog.
But no, so like anytime someone watches episode 129, they're gonna play an ad, and that revenue is gonna go to them. So we're making other people money. So we're not only not making money, we're making other people money. So if you have a copyrighted
do we have ads playing on our videos though?
On that one we do.
I'm saying it.
So if someone were to watch that on YouTube, if someone were to go watch the last
have you ever seen an ad on our YouTube videos though? Is what my question.
I don't watch them because I see them live.
No shit, Sherlock.
Because I'm here.
Have you ever got? But in the past, I guess I have ad blockers. So I wouldn't know. But in the past, like, have you gone and rewatched some of our episodes, and have there been ads?
Not that.
Or anybody who's watching, have you rewatched some of our videos, and have there been ads? I'm interested. I'm interested now.
Yeah, well, I think that it's just going to be. I think that it's just going to be last episode. There is no revenue. So what they're saying is the fact that we streamed that we have their video playing in our content.
Yeah.
So if someone were to go watch last episode on YouTube, before it gets to that point, there's going to be an ad play for whatever, and the revenue of that ad is going to go to the people that had that video.
But if there were ads previously on other videos we've put up, where's that revenue? Why haven't we seen that revenue?
I don't know.
Because if YouTube's just putting ads on YouTube videos, we should see a portion of that.
Yeah.
See, now we gotta do some more work. I'm trying to get paid.
If there's any
Fucking
lawyers watching that want to take a pro bono case,
any entertainment lawyers, if there's a talent agency out there,
they said LL Firehawk's getting rich.
Yeah, talking about fucking Tom Hanks, T. Hanks, a Castaway.
Jesus. Yeah. So
Fucking
we're making other people money.
Dinosaurs ruining people's lives yet again.
That was worth it, dude, because that clip was amazing.
Yeah.
That clip was amazing.
Shut up, bitch.
Where do we get our videos from then? Like, this copyright thing makes it like where you can't
share anything. Joe Rogan's been show anything so many times that he doesn't show anything anymore.
Yeah, and it just
Joe used to show videos all the time.
I know, and it just makes it not as fun.
Yeah,
like I want to show people's like TikToks on here. I want to show all kinds of stuff.
What's interesting, I don't know if you were on Twitter yesterday, but did you see Phil Collins trending?
Yeah, I did see that.
And those kids.
I saw the video. Which is we used to edit, but these are the way that we're doing it now. They're live, so this is happening in real time.
So those two kids, I'm interested to know how they make money, because they probably get all their videos get strikes because they're listening to music for the first time, like Dolly Parton, Phil Collins. They did Amy Winehouse. I'm like, how are they pulling in revenue? If they
might not be, they might be doing the same thing, and they get an email after every episode, and they're like, "There's going to be an ad on your thing, and the revenue is going to go to Phil Collins."
Well, yeah, but I mean, at some point, like they gotta. I mean, now they're famous. They're Twitter famous at least. Yeah. Complex featured them. XXL featured them.
It's on our station website. It's a funny video. If you haven't seen the video that we're talking about, I would play it, but you're just going to have to look it up yourself. It's these two dudes, and they're listening to Phil Collins "Air in the Night" for the first time, and their reaction is hilarious, especially after that iconic doo 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 doo. They lose their mind. It's pretty funny.
But Dolly Parton retweeted them. Like they're getting somewhere. It's a genius idea.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious how they're getting. I mean, they probably do. They're going to get signed at some point, but they wouldn't. I mean, maybe they do it just for the fun of it. But at some point, do they get strikes and their YouTube channel gets taken down? I'm just curious about this whole thing.
Could be.
And then I'm curious about these Instagram and TikTok reels, right? Or TikTok and Instagram reels.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
And now we could share music and use artist music for our own. But before we couldn't. So TikTok changed the game.
That don't know what the reels are on Instagram. It's basically Instagram launched TikTok, a competitor to TikTok. And it's basically exactly the same thing, except it's on Instagram.
Yeah. But I find that interesting because when we were in Portland, we were working, we'd get flagged all the time for sharing artist content or artist music on our posts and things like that. Right. And then TikTok is like, fuck it. TikTok's use their music. And now Instagram's fuck, we got to be able to use these artists' music.
Dude. This right here. So I love this. I love this idea. So what we do, how. I know, but here's what we do. I think I've got it. Stick with me. So what we do is we each, how do we watch it at the same time? So we watch a video. We don't put it on here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Whether it's two girls, one cup or whatever, they got to be it's got to be something.
That's the first thing that came here.
Yeah. Because reaction. Where am I at here? Reaction podcast. So what we do is because do you remember your reaction the first time you saw Two Girls, One Cup?
Yeah.
So that's hilarious. So think about it. We each have these clips and we pull them up on our web browser. Okay. The people that are watching on the live stream don't see them. They just see our reaction. And then in the comments, we put links to what video we're watching, so that way if they want to watch it, they can click on it themselves.
But I want to see whoever's still watching. Can you hear this? I'm just going to play something off my YouTube, and I want to know if they could hear it.
Well, the mic is going to pick. No, they're not going to be able to because your mic would pick it up, but you have headphones on.
Can you hear it?
No. So that's perfect. That's what we want. We just want people. We don't want them to see or hear anything, but we just react to it, and then we put the link in the description, or like all the links, like video 1 link, video 2 link.
Yeah, that's okay. We can do something.
Okay, we got to start finding some fucked up videos.
Or I could send you a video and you send me one, and we watch each other's reactions, so we're not watching the same thing. That'd be kind of funny.
Like that. No, because we both need to be watching the same thing.
I want to be watching you react to what the fuck I found.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like we have to do like the same. We'll do 2
3 videos. I send you one, you send me one, and then we watch one together.
Okay.
See, this show prep, people. This is what we do on our free time.
I love this. No, we do. How many conversations have we had about like ideas just like this?
Every week we talk about changing.
Some of them work, podcast. Some of them don't. I know.
Yeah,
dude. But I love the react. Dude, let's do that next episode. And yesterday we were talking about having guests on.
Mm-hmm.
So
we might be tapping some of you soon.
Yeah, because we can have up to 10 people on this.
Yeah, but
which is a lot.
You got to be available at any moment on a Saturday.
Yeah, because
we're not focused.
we do it however we do it.
And you got to be available for an hour because we've been tapping at hours.
Yeah, we're right at an hour right now. So. But I like that, dude. So start scouring the internet for fucked up videos.
Dude, are you kidding me? I'm the king of finding fucked up shit.
Dude, I'll find some. Have you? Oh, I sent you the poutine video, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, if anybody watching, if you want to get literally sick to your stomach, not on your work computer, if you have a work computer, but just look up. Let's make this the first video.
Why don't you fucking drop the link in right now instead of telling people to go see it? You're on your work computer.
I am on the work computer. That's why I think you're gonna have to do the links, dude. Because I'm on my work computer and I can't be looking up all this stuff. Or maybe we just watch them on our phones. Maybe that's easier. We send them to the phone and then we turn.
Yeah, but the audio's gonna pick up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll troubleshoot it and we'll figure out a way to do it. Yeah, a lot of it is like the sound has to come through. Dang, maybe I got to start using my laptop. We'll figure it out either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was saying, if you feel like throwing up, Google Norm's poutine, and it'll pop up, and you'll never be able to eat poutine again. 100%. Did you watch? You watched the whole thing?
Yeah. No, I didn't watch the whole thing. Dude, it's fucking disgusting.
Woo, it's making me sweat thinking about it. All right, you got anything else?
Nope.
Me either. We'll be back next week with some reaction videos. I love this idea. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see where people are watching.
And messages today, just stay humble. If you could do something for your community, let's end it on a positive note again. If you once a month, go out and do something. Donate old shoes to the homeless shelter. If you could afford, give someone $5 on the street, or donate time at the food banks or whatever it may be.
Basically, just take care of people.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good juju comes back around.
It does. We got people on Facebook. We got our
Twitch.
one Twitch person. You were quiet this episode, but we see you Twitch.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't see the comments, man. I'm still bummed about that. I'm trying to figure that out.
Is
this something on your end?
Unless I pop them comments.
Up. Yeah. Is it a setting on your end?
No, it's just because I'm like the one that has access. Because I just send you a link.
Yeah, but the first couple episodes, I could see the public chat, but now I can't see it anymore.
You can't?
No,
unless I pop it up.
Unless you pop it up. I don't see anything. I used to see everything.
We'll try and figure that out too.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Be ready to get grossed out.